It's usually about 13 weeks before our parents get their first chance to see us developing inside the womb.
He seems to be moving more now and started laughing.
And almost all of them are amazed to see our heart pounding away. Yet it has already been beating for 9.5 weeks. And by now it will already have beaten 11 million times. This amazing organ will run non-stop for the rest of our life.
Although it looks alarming sometimes when we see it beating that fast, that is perfectly normal.
It's hard to find a pump that is more impressive in terms of what it can do for how long it can do it as the heart. It's unbelievable that it's all assembled and works as well as it does, and it's got an extremely finely tuned mechanism that sort of wrings the blood out of the chamber and generates pressure and pumps blood at an extraordinary rate.
Our heart's achievements are even more impressive when we consider the size of the job it has to do. This person is being examined using a slicing CT scanner, the latest in high-tech diagnostic tools. It produces an unparalleled view of the body's internals. And looking at our blood vessels, it's pretty clear our heart has to pump blood around a phenomenally complicated system. But just how many miles of blood vessel are there in your body?
Oh my gosh, I wouldn't have this, not a clue, 30.
I wonder how many times around would be 1 mile.
I'm totally taking a guess, like 6. I have no idea.
10, 15.
I'm gonna say like 5 miles of blood vessels.
I'd say way more than 5. Somewhere in the hundreds probably.
No, actually, I think it's more. Actually, I think it's maybe 3,000 miles.
Well, it's a bit more than that. Never mind the big ones. Most of our blood vessels look like this. These are capillaries, which are just 1/20th the thickness of a human hair. Added up, there are an incredible 40 billion of them inside us, carrying blood to the furthest reaches of our body. That whopping number helps push up the distance of blood vessels in our body to a mind-boggling 62,000 miles. To put that in perspective, your blood vessels, spread out, would stretch around the world 2.5 times.
Well, one of the things that's amazing about the heart, as opposed to many other pumps, is that it all fits into this little 2-fist-sized device. And in a transplant, and with no blood supply, no oxygen, that thing can still organize itself into a collection of cells that coordinates and beats rhythmically.
But if the distance our heart has to pump blood around the body sounds incredible, then what about the volume of blood it has to shift? Imagine the blood in your body was paint. How long do you think it would take your heart to pump enough to paint this entire ship? A month? A year? A lifetime? Incredible as it seems, your heart pumps enough liquid every day to paint this entire ship twice over. In fact, the average heart pumps a whopping 2,113 gallons a day. Over a year, that would amount to 771,382 gallons of blood. Enough to give this ship 730 coats of paint. It might sound like a ridiculous amount, but if our heart didn't pump all those gallons, our bodies wouldn't function at all.